crypto is coming to your 401k. President Trump is supposedly going to sign an executive order as soon as today to allow that to happen. Now, I have seen a lot of people report on this, but I haven't seen anyone break down the numbers to how big this could be for Bitcoin and what this could mean in terms of a dollar change to Bitcoin's price. So I ran the numbers here today. It's pretty bone chilling. It's pretty crazy what this means for Bitcoin. And I'll just break down the numbers so you can see it yourself. You can make your own assumptions as well. If you don't mind though, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you want to trade crypto, check out the link underneath the video to BYD5. We've been able to make life-changing amounts of money leverage trading this cycle. And you don't have to put in your entire portfolio balance. Actually, I would not suggest that. Just use a small portion of your portfolio to leverage trade, and you can make huge returns. They have some special bonuses going on right now when you use my link. Also, check out the Telegram. I'm posting this video early there. I give early access and exclusive videos over there. It's not a group where you go back and forth and talk to people. I just post in there so you can see extra videos. Now, I keep on seeing this news. President Trump to sign an executive order, and I wanted to see, what does this actually mean, right? Is this going to influence Bitcoin's price and make it go up 100x, or is it a nothing burger, right? What does this mean? And I've been saying for a long time, I think this is one of the largest moments in crypto and will be one of the best things for Bitcoin's price long term. And I've said that mostly because of what this means for crypto, not actually breaking down the numbers as to what this means in dollar terms. But what this means is there's a huge number of people that will be buying Bitcoin and maybe even Ethereum or maybe other cryptocurrencies without even noticing it, without trying to time the market. They're just going to buy every 2 weeks when their paycheck hits, because it will start being included in retirement funds and target date funds. And as adoption grows, this will unlock a lot of capital. Right now, we're around an $8 to $12 trillion asset class in terms of the 401k balances. And depending on where you look, there are different numbers. So we're just going to say 8 to 12 trillion right now. This unlocks that. Now, does that mean that everything is going to come to Bitcoin year one? No, of course not. It's going to start with a very small fraction of the 401k balances, but it makes a huge difference over time. So I made a little spreadsheet here. Let's go through kind of, I'd say, a base case scenario. I don't think this is extremely bullish. At least if you're in crypto, you probably think that adoption will happen faster, but I think people that are bearish on crypto will maybe find this hard to believe, but I think we're going to see significant inflows and significant adoption, I should say, into Bitcoin within retirement accounts over time, because we're already seeing the largest asset managers in the world like BlackRock and Fidelity push it. I actually just yesterday was logging into Fidelity and saw FBTC and FETH, which are their Bitcoin and Ethereum funds, on the homepage. We also know that they're IBIT and Fidelity have had the best performing ETFs of all time with their Bitcoin ETF. So this is going to be an asset class I think is going to continue to get adoption. And with the president being so bullish on crypto, I see them paving the way for more assets to come into crypto over time. But let's not say that 5% is allocated day one. That's not going to happen. Let's say 0.01% of all 401ks go into Bitcoin and crypto year one. So let's say it starts next year. And then we're not going to see 1% the next year. No, we're just going to see a doubling. So then we're going to see 0.02%, then 0.04, then 0.08. This will continue, let's say, for about, 7 years, 6 years. And then it goes down a little bit. So instead of doubling, it's increasing by 50%. So about 9 years from now, we still have just 1% of 401ks going into crypto. And then we'll say it slows again around 10 years from now. So maybe we get to 5.37%. by 2040. So we're seeing 20% more go into crypto over the following 5 years. So again, 15 years from now, we're seeing about a 5% allocation to Bitcoin and crypto within retirement funds. Keep in mind, a lot of funds right now have maybe 80% stocks, 20% bonds. So we're just talking about 1/4 of the bond allocation moving over to Bitcoin, Ethereum, other cryptocurrencies. And we're going to split this up too. We're not even going to say Bitcoin gets all the flows. So I think this, again, if you're bearish about crypto, this might seem a little bit extreme. If you are bullish, or if you're just like, if you don't really care that much, you probably think this is fairly realistic, again, with how quickly crypto adoption is growing. Let's say 401k balances are at $9 trillion right now, and we don't see anything more, nothing more, except for just natural growth of about 6%. So obviously some people are pulling out of 401ks, some people are depositing into 401ks. I would say there probably is more money being deposited in 401ks than coming out. But let's say, we just have the $9 trillion balance, and then we have a growth of 6%. The S&P 500 does around 10%, and maybe bonds are at 2 to 4%, maybe 5%. So I think this is somewhat conservative too, but we're going to say this just grows. So as time goes on, 401k balances go up, right? So eventually, 15 years from now, we might see $20 trillion in 401k. So 15 years and just over a doubling. Again, not crazy to think about. We're going to say then that you multiply the 401k balance by the 0.01, and the money in crypto is around $900 million year one. So not even in the billions, which again, I think this is conservative, but let's continue. $2 billion in year two, maybe $4 billion in year three, $8 or $9 billion in year four. And this is not even accounting for the increase in Bitcoin's price or anything like that. This is just, a breakdown of what allocation will be in Bitcoin and crypto from this 401k balance. So again, maybe 2040, 15 years down the line, we see just over $1 trillion in crypto. What does this mean? How much new money would be flowing into the 401ks? Well, first year, it's obviously 900 million. The second year, we're talking about just over $1 billion, right? Just over $1 billion. Then the third year, we're talking about another 2 billion, and then 4.5 billion, and so on. So as time goes on and as the balances get a little bit higher, you're going to unlock more money coming into crypto. All right, so what does this mean? What does this mean for the market cap and for the price? Well, we're going to assume a 50x multiple. What does this mean? Well, when you put $1,000 into Bitcoin, Bitcoin's market cap doesn't move up by $1,000. It actually moves up by more than that. We can see that when there are large purchases, it actually makes the price go up much quicker than what they're putting in. So if someone goes out and buys $1 billion today, the market cap's going to go up by much more than $1 billion. Now, this changes over time depending on the market, depending on how much Bitcoin there is, depending on how people are buying Bitcoin. But as time goes on, I think it's going to be very hard to get your hands on Bitcoin. We're going to assume a 50x multiple. We've seen anywhere between a 20 and a 100x multiple over time, just depending on the purchases. So we're going to say 50x. So when someone puts in $900 million, it's going to push up the price about $45 billion. Okay, so this is one of the bigger assumptions we're making. What does this do to Bitcoin's price? Well, let's assume 80% of this new money flows into Bitcoin. I think that's conservative as well. Maybe 15% goes to Ethereum and 5% go to other cryptos over time. This means that we'd see about 36 billion added to Bitcoin's market cap from this new money of 900 million. So in terms of Bitcoin's price, this would add about $1,700, which doesn't sound like a lot, right? That does not sound like a lot. Keep in mind, we're only seeing 0.01% of 401ks in Bitcoin this first year, actually in crypto, and then only 80% of that's going to Bitcoin. So we're talking about less than a $2,000 difference from this new buying pressure. Keep in mind, at this point, the psychological impact on people that are in crypto and are investing in crypto might be bigger. So we'll probably see a much higher increase in Bitcoin's price, not from the actual buys, but because people realize that there are going to be buys every single week, every single day from individuals that won't sell for 40 or 50 years. So psychologically, it will get other people to buy, and we could see, you know, $20, $30, $40,000 extra on Bitcoin's price, not due to the actual buying, but because of what this means long-term for Bitcoin. But this starts to ramp up fairly quickly. Second year, another $2,000. Third year, another $4,000. Fourth year, another $8,000. Fifth year, another $20,000 almost. And it continues to ramp up to where this new buying pressure, this new $233 billion in 2040 could make the price go up $500,000. Keep in mind, though, this is all stacking. This is what it moves it up in 1 year. So in 1 year, we'll see $1,700. The next year, we'll see $1,900 just from this new buying. So this is all stacked on each other. So at the end of the day, this 401k news, depending on, you know, these assumptions that we're making, the 5.37% allocation, the growth of 401ks, the multiple of 50x, this could contribute to Bitcoin's price going up about $2 million over the next 15 years. I know it sounds crazy, but it's just numbers, right? At the end of the day, you can change these assumptions, right? If you want to say, no, it's not going to be a 50x, it's going to be a 30x multiple. We don't know what this multiple will be, but even at a 30x multiple, we're still talking about over $1 million being added to Bitcoin's price. And again, psychologically, it could add a lot more than this because entities realize that they have to buy quicker, so then they force up the price quicker. I'm not trying to give you hopium. I'm just trying to break down the numbers based on these assumptions and tell you how big of a deal this is for Bitcoin. And this provides constant buyers that aren't going to sell for decades. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Again, if you do want to trade crypto, check out the link underneath the video to BYDeFi. You can also check out BTCC or BitUnix or Weeks. They all have great deposit events and trading events going on right now. I really like the one for BYDeFi. They have up to $10,000 in XRP that you can get. And you can actually increase this reward by 3% if you deposit $5,000 or more. Actually, I think it's over $5,000. And we constantly run these. This isn't just for new users. This is for anyone that signed up before. And we're running more of these in the future. So it's like a constant drip into your account. So check that out underneath the video. I really do appreciate it. Again, join the Telegram if you want videos like this early. I'll see you in the next one.